Hi, this is Mark with virtualcasheinternet.com, and today in this video I'm going to share with you 3 important tips to improve your Twitter presence. Let's get started. Okay guys, so in this video we're going to discuss 3 main things here that I wanted to share with you. The first one is customizing your Twitter account. Second one is followers, getting followers and how to engage some of those followers. And then last of all, create useful and interesting tweets. So let's look at the first option here that we're going to talk about, which is the customization of your Twitter account. And as I have written here, you can change your profile picture, and you can use a picture of yourself to make it seem more personalized, especially if it's your personal Twitter account. For the business side, not so personal, but I kind of just do both with mine. I'll just show you real quick here what I've got here, and not to say that it's the perfect thing, but it does work, it seems, for me. It just shows, you know, me having some fun with my family here, and then with my dog here, and then here just on my 50th birthday I actually had a great hike with my wife at this lake here. And then it kind of tells you what I do over there to the side, and then you can see, you know, a little bit of kind of what I'm into and things like that. So that's a brief example of what I do. And you know, you can see here I've got a little over 16,000 Twitter followers right now. But let's go back to the customization so you can kind of see what that is. And then for your bio, I've got some notes over here I'm just going to paste in. The second thing is you want to utilize as much space of the 160 character count for your bio. So you want to fill it up, and you want to also include keywords that your followers or potential followers may be trying to find on Twitter. So if you're in the landscape business, you certainly probably want to talk about, you know, sprinkler, you know, specialist or lawn specialist. If you're a dancer, the type of dancing that you do. And if you're a business owner, or if you're, you know, a church and you have you're trying to get people to follow you, then you can just talk about maybe some of the things that you have solutions to for the church, such as you know, problems that people are facing and they may need some help. Or if you're a business owner, it could be if you're selling, say, I don't know, pumpkin pie or a French bakery, you can just talk about the French croissants or the French bread and how it's, you know, created and how you cut it and how it's made, things like that. But things that people might be searching for your business. And then the last thing for the profile to get that customized would be this. And you want to create your own background image. And then, however, you may not want to make the image too much like a sales pitch. So you want to kind of be a little subtle about it, but you certainly want to be relational to the person that may be viewing your profile. And it says here, I've got the background image must be less than 800K, and we recommend the 1600 by 1200 for a large image or smaller. And if you plan on tiling the image or just having it on the left hand side, you know, you can kind of do different things with that. And finally, keep in mind that the smaller resolutions and monitor sizes hide much of the background. So if you have a person that has like a 13-inch monitor, which kind of is gone, but there's still some people out there that may be accessing the internet and accessing Twitter with a small screen, kind of have to remember that. Okay, so let's talk about followers. And when we talk about followers, there's a lot of nice little nuggets here that I'd like to share with you. Here comes the first one, and that's just to engage your followers. You want to basically be able to post information out there that's going to allow people to, you know, um, just want to retweet or potentially even respond to some of the things that you might be posting out there. And I'm sure that you could think of a lot of different types of things, but some of those things could be questions that you may ask people, like, what do you think about this subject, or how would you react if this happened to you? Those types of questions, kind of open-ended type questions where you would expect someone to respond. The second option that you can do is to, of course, follow people, but you do not want to follow a lot of people, especially all at the same time, because Twitter kind of sees that as maybe a robot of some sort. So if you're going out there and you're liking like 100 people or following like 100 people, and this also goes for Facebook or YouTube or any other platforms, you don't want to do a lot of that all at the same time. Additionally, no one wants to follow someone that's following thousands of people that may only have 0 or 10 followers or something like that. So you certainly want to connect with those people that you're in an industry where they have a lot of followers, because your tweets can be seen a lot easier. And if you take some of those people that have a lot of followers and you kind of retweet some of those, and I think I may actually have that for like the next post here, which is a great segue, by the way. You can retweet interesting posts. And so let's put that right there. So when you see a post that's interesting, absolutely give the person credit and retweet their Twitter post. And I have additional information here that talks about retweeting and participating in the conversations with people that have a lot of followers. So it's almost like you're able to hijack some of that traffic that some of those people with a lot of followers have, because you can kind of get in the way of that by just creating conversation and then bringing value into the conversation if there's a lot of people that are viewing and engaging with a person that has a lot of followers. That's kind of what I do as well. I'll look for people that have a large following, and then I may make a video on YouTube, and then I'll post it back to that particular thread of followers, and just basically just talk about how that particular question or the answer that they gave was beneficial to me. And then when they get to my YouTube video, then I've got links taking them to places that I want them to go, because it's really easy on the internet to kind of be swayed or just based upon a click that you've taken, and next thing you know, you're over here and you're like, what the heck am I doing over here on Facebook and Pinterest when I was over here on Twitter doing something, and I've been over here for 30 minutes. Happens to us all. One of the things that you really have to stay focused while you're on the internet. The next thing is you want to realize it's important for anyone to read every tweet. Actually, it's impossible for them to read every tweet. So just because you do it once doesn't mean that you can't retweet that same thing with maybe just a slight change, or maybe even just the same exact thing, but not just one after another. Give it some space, let it breathe a little bit, let it season, as the late Michael Jackson used to say, that he would just let notes in the sound and the feeling and the experience season and resonate before he would do something else in his music. Same thing with here. This is kind of the art of being a Twitter posting magician, if you will, or a specialist. I guess an engineer would be a different type of word that you could use to describe it as well. And then the last thing for followers, we're going to post here, or copy here and paste, is when first joining, do not follow hundreds of people. And I think I may have mentioned that earlier. And you don't want to seem like a bot, a robot of some sort. Just all of a sudden you've got 10,000 people that you're following, and or for that matter, all of a sudden you're getting like 10,000 people that are following you. I mean, that's just not real. This type of stuff just happens slowly but consistently, and if you continue to engage, especially with people that have large followings, then you can actually get and hijack some of that traffic. So I hope that's helpful to you. And then the last thing here is to create a useful and an internet or interesting tweets. So one thing that you certainly want to do is be able to provide value to the people that follow you. And so what I've typed up over here is to let's see, let's get it in here. You want to try to make all your tweets informative, useful, and funny. If you're a person that has a quick wit about them, certainly use that, because you can actually relate to people really well with being funny or witty. But certainly you want to make things informative and definitely useful for your followers. One thing you don't want to do is be boring. So you don't want to post mundane posts like, I went to the store, or I'm looking at the I've cleaned the kitchen. That kind of stuff is for people that really don't know how to use Twitter. But if you're providing value, that's really the thing that you want to do. The next thing you want to do is add hashtags to your tweets, and I'm sure that you're probably already doing that, because of, if you're an Instagram user, you probably have already used hashtags before. But you want to add these hashtags because you can actually tie into a trend. So if you're into like police work or something like that, and you're an officer, and there's something that is really trending high in the news that that included like a city policeman or something like that, you could make a tweet and then connect it to that thing that people are already connecting to, and your Twitter post will actually show up in that feed. That's pretty cool. For example, as I have here, if your tweet is about computers, consider adding pound computer in the tweet. Okay, so I've got a few more things here. Now, one thing you do want to do, and this goes for any of your social platforms, is that you want to be able to tweet frequently. No one is going to follow someone that they do not know and hasn't really tweeted in months. I mean, you want to be consistent on how you're going to be able to tweet, and so you want to try tweeting a few times a week or even daily if you can do that. Myself, I've used some automated solutions, and then I engage with myself. I get myself out there and I do some stuff, and I start doing some things manually, but I try not to make it over laborious, I guess, in how I do that. So I may only set myself like maybe 10, maybe 15 minutes, and I'm done. I have to walk away. So you want to be pretty frequent with what you're doing on any of the platforms. The next thing is that you don't want to whine or complain, because most people will unfollow anyone who basically is just kind of bad karma, or just doesn't it's not bringing any value to my life. Why would I want to continue to follow someone if you're not bringing any value? And I'm sure that you would feel the same way. The next point here is try to make your valuable tweets during times that people will most likely see them. So people are around usually at night, and it's really interesting when all of this started to come about, where Facebook was available, and then people started putting it on their phones and things like that. The interesting thing is that now people are using their mobile phones just about anytime, anywhere, and talking about anything. So the majority of people, the most engagement that I've seen for me has been in the afternoons and evenings. Sometimes early morning before people start work, but normally it's like in the evenings. So that's something that you're going to have to test to find out what's good for you. and what you're talking about and what you're pushing. The next thing is keep some space available in your tweet in case someone retweets your post. That way they can put additional hashtags as well as the RT and things like that, just to show people that you have a little less than 160 characters, but allows them to retweet and basically help you advertise what you're pushing. And that is it for this particular part of the video. So we've talked about customizing your Twitter account, how to engage followers, and then also creating useful and interesting tweets. Hope this video was helpful for you, and I look forward to speaking to you again in the next video. Okay? Talk to you soon. Bye. If you like what you heard in this video today and you would like more information, please visit our website at virtualcasheinternet.com, and you can click on the Services tab.